Hi everybody, it's Joyce from my craft room. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks to everybody at Stamp and Scrapbook Expo for doing this event. I'm excited. I wanted to share with you some ideas I had recently about using two of my favorite card making supplies: layering dies and foil. I just think together they're amazing. So I'm going to show you these two cards that are using layering dies from Altenew. This card is made using the, trying to make sure you can see that. Ooh, I got so much glare here. Okay, there we go, a little better. This is the layered rose die set from Altenew. There are 3 layers to the flower and 3 to the leaf. We're not using the leaf on this card, but it's a really, really nice layering set and very, very, very easy to line up. So that is this card. This card uses the dog rose panels A and B, and one lies right on top of the other. So we'll show you how that works. And of course, we're using all kinds of foiling things from ThermoWeb like we usually do. We have a kit. Maybe I should explain that to you first. It includes all 3 of these dies that I just showed you. It includes a pair of embossing folders from We Are Memory Keepers. It's called Gemstone. It's an older one, but it's really gorgeous. And of course, it includes a package of toner paper. And I just realized I don't have my microphone on. Hopefully you can hear me better now. This is ThermoWeb's toner paper, and I'll explain how that works, but that is in the kit. And of course, foil, gold and purple. So, when you are foiling with a heat laminator like we're going to do today, and I have my little swing line right here, my favorite of all time, really reasonable and works like a trooper. But when you're using a heat laminator and you're going to use foil, you need to foil something that's been printed with toner ink, like you would get from a laser printer. I know some of you have heard me say this a million times, but for those who have not, you need something printed with toner ink. Now, there are lots of things that ThermoWeb makes that they have printed with toner ink. One of them is the toner paper. This is cardstock, completely covered with toner ink. It comes in 8.5 by 11 sheets. This is the regular flavor. There is also a peel and stick that obviously already has adhesive on the back that you can use with all of your dies, either the peel and stick or the regular. So I'm going to show you basics on how to do foiling. I'm going to move this card out of the way for a minute, and we're going to concentrate on this one. I have gone ahead and used those dog rose panel dies to cut out the shapes and to cut out the dies out of toner paper. And here is the top layer, bottom layer, sorry. And I'm just going to put it in my little folder here, which I need to scoot up so you can see it. This little folder is made of parchment paper that I get from ThermoWeb. They include it in the packages with most all of the foiling things that they sell. You can also use copy paper. It doesn't have to be toner paper. I like to put a little shim of scrap cardstock in the bottom, just so that I'm sure everything will stay nice and flat when it goes through the machine. I normally do just kind of try to make sure there's no little dust particles or anything laying on my die cut piece before I run it through. Same thing with my foil. You just want to make sure there's nothing between the foil and the item you're going to foil. So you lay the foil down pretty side up, close the folder, and then you're going to feed it into the laminator with the folded edge first. And we're going to just let that run through. Now I've already cut and foiled the top layer. This is the purple one. And on the card I added a little sentiment at the bottom. You know, obviously you can add whatever you want. But I've also got this piece right here. This is using one of the embossing folders. Now, normally for me, it doesn't matter whether I foil a piece of toner paper first and then die cut it, or die cut the toner paper like I'm doing right now and then foil it. There's a number of people out there that think it's better to foil the toner paper and then cut it. And that's great. I mean, if you need to do that, that's fine. I don't find that necessary. But if you're going to foil a piece of toner paper that's been embossed, then if that's what you're going for, then you've got, really, you need to foil the paper first, then emboss it. Otherwise, if I had embossed the toner paper with my Big Shot machine and then ran foil over the top of it and ran it through my heat laminator, that laminator has a lot of pressure in it. It's going to flatten that embossing out pretty good. So in the case of embossing, make sure you do foil first, emboss second. All right, so now we've run this through, and we're just going to open up the folder, peel back the foil. And I always suggest you do it kind of slowly, start at a corner, because if for any reason you didn't get good adhesion, you can always lay it right back down. If you pulled the whole thing off, then it's a little late in the day for putting it back down. So all I got to do, and now I've got my 2 layers, I'm just going to take the top layer and put a tiny bit of glue on it. This is 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐞 that we sell. You want to go easy because you don't want a ton of glue squirting out on your foiled pieces. And then we're just going to layer these on top of each other. Just like that. Can you see that okay? I know the glare is terrible. I wish I could figure out how to get around that, but I can't. So there you go. And so that is this card. I just put some foam squares on the back of the gold piece, laid it on the top of my card, and popped it up, added my embossed piece, and we were good to go. Now on the second card, in this case, I thought, you know what? Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you don't want everything foiled. So I decided to just foil every other layer. Now, I'm not going to recreate all 3 flowers here for you, but I will show you how you can just cut and foil one of each of the layers, and you'll get 2 cards. So there's my 3 layers. I'm going to kind of wipe that off. Here's my foil, and again, I'm just going to lay it down on here. Close up the folder. The foil is in pretty side up. And feed it through the laminator. Now this card also has an embossed panel on the bottom. It's much harder to see. Oh, maybe there you can see, kinda. It's really cool. So all we're going to do on this one is, on these two flowers, I foiled the bottom layer and the top layer. On this flower, I just foiled the middle layer. It's just sometimes when you get too much foil next to each other, you just get a lot of glare, and it's hard to kind of see what you're looking at. So, like I said, sometimes less is more. All right, so now these are coming out, and I'm just going to show you how they kind of layer together because they're real easy, and you don't need to watch me gluing things down. So here again, we open up our little parchment paper folder, peel back the foil. Ooh, now everything that was black is purple. And we just need to take, for that middle flower, we're just going to lay the, see how this goes. Lay the foil piece in the middle. Whoops. And this layer just goes on top. And with this one, the bottom is foiled, the middle is white, and the top is foiled. So again, I'm not going to bother gluing them all together for you, but you get the idea. And I just did one more flower. Whoop, I keep doing that. These two that have the two foiled layers are adhered flat on the card. This one I popped up, put in a little hello greeting. My embossed panel, I put a little strip of black and a black mat, and that card is done. So when you foil, you have leftover foil. This is, oh boy, that's hard to see. This is leftover from the first card. I'm trying to move this so you can see a little better. This is the leftover. So everything that's white is where the foil has been removed and put on the toner paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and this is how you really get the most out of your foils. We're going to lay that on top of another piece of toner paper. And then we are going to put it back in that folder and run it through the laminator again. And I'm going to cut myself another piece of purple. This is really how you get the most bang for your buck out of your foils. Oh, while we're waiting, my craft room, this is the website address right here, has a coupon code. It's 𝐒𝐿Z𝐷𝐿15. It's good for 2 weeks. It will give you 15% off everything on my website except for kits and laminators. The kits are already heavily discounted, so you don't need a code for that. But the kit is on the website, of course. But there are lots and lots and lots of other things. Lots of, lots more Altenew, Pink Fresh, Honeybee, Catherine Pooler, Creative Expressions, tons of stencils, 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐭, lots and lots of new slimline things. So make sure you make a note to go check out mycraftroom.com with the coupon code 𝐒𝐿Z𝐷𝐿15, and you're just going to put it right in the discount coupon box at checkout. Okay, so this is what we ran through with our leftover foil and a piece of toner paper. You can hardly see it. There we go. This is what's left of our foil. So you can see we've really used up that whole center section. That's just clear plastic now. So we've basically transferred the design from the die cut to a piece of toner paper. And we're going to run it through again, so hopefully you can see this even better. It's quite pretty gold and black, but we're going to run it through again. Alrighty. While that's cooking, I wanted to show you some of the other things that you can foil. Things printed with toner ink. Not Altenew, sorry. ThermaWeb makes foil mates. These are 11 or 12 sheet packs of sentiments, graphics, like these pretty things. The sheets are 5.5 by 8.5, so you've got plenty to get 2 card fronts out of a single sheet. And those are a lot of fun. They've had these out for quite a while. They also have these card fronts they did with Unity stamps. There are lots of different designs. They're very reasonable. I think they're like $3.99 for a package of 8. And again, they're 4.25 by 5.5, so they'll look gorgeous on your card fronts. We've already talked about the toner paper, but ThermaWeb also has these clear toner sheets. Now these I'm showing you are the new designs, and they are $3.99 for a package of 2. These are designs printed with toner ink on heat-resistant acetate. So you can run them through a heat laminator, and the foil will adhere to wherever you see the black print. So this is Candy Stripes. This is Love Blooms. I love this one. It's really cute. Then we have Dainty Hearts and Chic Chevrons and Reverse Polka and lots of dots. So those are all available at mycraftroom.com. Okay, so here's the big reveal. Now, can you see? Oh my goodness, I cannot get rid of this glare. This is the same design that we have on this card. I am really struggling here. Well, trust me, when you do it at home, you can really appreciate it. But that's just another way to use up your materials, not waste any beautiful foils. And, you know, it's like getting a 2-for-1. You make one card like this, and you can make a second card with this piece. So I'm really sorry about the glare. Anywho, thank you again for stopping. I hope you have fun today with all the videos. And don't forget to stop by mycraftroom.com. The coupon, like I said, is good for 2 weeks, which I think is Valentine's Day. Yeah, so we will hopefully see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.